So we're looking at this. This is the Osmo remote control, and I want to show you today how this works. You can use it either with the Osmo Action 4 or with the Osmo Action 5 Pro. It will work with both cameras, and it will work with both at the same time together if you need to. One thing you have to keep in mind is that if you pair the camera to the 5, it will update the remote control. The camera updates the remote control. If you go back to the 4 will update the remote control. So it's best to keep it working with the 4 alone. And then if you want to use the 5, and use the multi-mode. 2 modes this camera has, the single mode and the multi-mode. So when we turn this on, it's going to try to make a connection to the camera it was paired with. If we push the pairing button and the record button both at the same time for 4 seconds, it's going to switch to multi-mode, so it then can connect with multiple cameras. If you push and hold for 4 seconds again, it will switch back to single mode, single camera mode. If I turn my Action 4 on, we're going to see here that the camera is going to connect to the remote or the other way around. And then the camera will display here this logo. Oh, look at that. So the 4 here now is going to update the remote control, and it's like pain in the butt. It's gonna take 2 minutes of our video to do this, and I'm going to fast forward now and write the status here in the corner. Just have to be patient. So we are back with the connection. This remote is now up to date, connected to the 4 camera. If we turn this off, and if we turn the camera off, if you're going to turn the camera back on, yeah, it's on. Turning the remote on, push and hold on the on button. It's going to connect. There, it says connected. And then the logo is displayed here next to the battery icon. Can you see the logo next to the battery icon? Okay. The way this is used now is this. You can push the button once to start recording on the camera, and you can push it once again to stop the recording on the camera, just as you would on the camera itself. You can do the QS, screen switch, screen locked, video, photo, video. You can switch through your modes with this quick switch button. This is the same as if you push this button here on the side. See? QS on off. Yeah. If in the camera, in the settings, we can go in here to this Bluetooth remote controller section, you can allow to turn on or off the camera within 30 minutes after you turned it off, you can turn it back on with the remote. Okay. So if you wish to do so, I think it was pushing and holding here. Then the camera turns off. It is in sleep mode. Here it says wake up camera. And in order to wake up the camera, you would push again. It would turn on. And then it says it's connected, okay, but then if you push the record button, it would record. So this, what we have here, is this single mode of the remote controller. Now let's switch to multi-mode. Push and hold. There is the multi-mode. It needs to connect to this camera. It did. Now I turn on the 5. So the 5 turns on. Then it has a chance to connect to a second camera. 5 is on. It's blinking on. Now it says 2. So 2 cameras are connected. Now, in theory, you can do a third, a fourth, a fifth. This will stay in this pairing mode until you have all cameras connected. If you're done connecting, you push the record button here. You get a little check mark. And then the remote knows there is only 2 cameras in here, okay? Now, when you push and hold this button now, it will not turn the cameras off because it's 2 cameras in here, okay? If you push this button once, it's not going to record. Let's try this. No, it is recording. You push it once, it records. You push it once again, will it stop recording? It does not stop recording. It is in the multi-camera mode. And for that, you have to double-click on it to stop the recording. You saw a double-click that stopped the recording. That is different from the single mode. So again, to start recording, you push the button. It starts recording. And if you double-click the button, it stops recording. There we go. Pushing and holding will not turn the cameras off. Here I push and hold. Doesn't do anything. Now, I noticed that this works best when the remote control is updated and paired to the Action 4 first. And then if you join with the Action 5 later, then this whole thing works best. If you do the other way around, if you pair the remote to the Action 5 first, it will do an update here on the remote. It's paired there. And then you join with the 4 later. Then you get like little glitches here and there. Like errors on here and stuff. But if you do connect the remote to the 4 first, have that running, and switch to multi-mode, and then connect here, then you should be fine. So let's turn this off. Let's turn this off. And this off. Are we off? Okay. Now, I cannot say now, you try this again after an hour, and everything is the same. This camera is holding the standby mode for 30 minutes. This camera is holding the standby mode for 8 hours. And so, meaning, it's hard to show now how this works after 24 hours when you turn it back on. But let's try while they are still in standby mode. So I have push and hold to turn this on. It is still in multi-mode. Turn my 4 on. It should show camera 1 here. Soon enough. It doesn't. This is amazing to me, how this not connects. Look at this. This should connect with no problem. Every video I make here, I have problems. Like now it doesn't connect to this camera. Look, it connects here, it has one connected. Why not this one? We're still in multi-camera mode. This camera does not connect. Okay, turn it off. And turn it back on. Let's see if it connects now. Now it connects. Is there an explanation for that? Both cameras are now connected. So now I can push this button here to check that I have all the cameras connected I wanted to. I push again and we will record on both. Very good. Double click. We'll stop the recording. I'm going to turn this off now. Turn this camera off. And turn this camera off. So you saw how tricky this is. To repeat what I just did, I'm just going to repeat it so you can drop off the video now. I just want to see if this happens again. This is the sequence of what you turn on or not. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the remote control. It's ready. I'm going to turn on Action 4. They should pair. They do immediately, see? And then go here. This one pairs very fast. I can say OK. Both are connected. Now I can click on it once. Both are recording. Very smooth. That's how it's supposed to work. Double click to stop. There we go. So this is how this works. The one more test I would like to do is this. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn this off. Turn this off. Oh, this matters. So we are on here. Turning it on. We are in the multi-mode. But now I turn the 5 on only. Once the 5 gets ready here, I'm going to click on 1 here. And to tell it that we are only running this camera. Okay, so now I do record once. This is super. I click one more time here to turn it off. See that? It turns off immediately. It's like single mode now. I push and hold. I can sleep this camera. I push and hold to wake it up. No, I have to push once to wake it up. Wake up, camera. Double click. Doesn't wake up. Push and hold to wake up. No. Long push. Wake up. It does something. You see this here. Here. No. Doesn't turn this camera on. Now, when we look into the camera here, there is a setting in here. Oh, it's recording now. Stop recording. No. Turn it on. Go into the menu and we are looking at the Bluetooth remote controller. It says a wake up camera through Bluetooth remote. So you saw this obviously did not work. It's on now. Push and hold to put it to sleep. There. So it's on and ready. Now if I push again, it's supposed to record. It doesn't wake up the camera because it's in multi-mode. If you put it in single mode, it works. See this? It's not going to work. It's a pain in the butt. And it's probably because this camera needs an update to the remote. But then when you do that, then those two are getting into problems again. I wonder how this works with 2 or 3 of the Action 5s together at the same time. If that does any better, but I don't want to buy so many cameras. So if any of you is willing to donate 1 or 2 or 3 for me, or even DJI, if you send me a few, then I stop making these videos on how the remote works. It stops here, and then it goes back to sleep. Now, I give up on this now. This was my last video in this regards, but I explained to you in the beginning of this video how it exactly works. And I wish you good luck with this when you have multiple cameras and you need it really. See you not in the next video. This is it with the remote, last remote video.